All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well, teach well, while learning the truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, servants, scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you few sisters that are sincere in your children, shalom. And as you can see from today's video, from the headline, it says the earth has been rocked by nearly 500,000 earthquakes so far in 2025, you see. And we know ultimately that these are the signs, these are the tokens that our Lord Yahweh Shah have left us. You see that he ultimately said will be occurring in the latter days, ultimately leading up to his second return. And ultimately, allowing us to know what time of season we are in, man. You see, there's no coincidence that you have all of these earthquakes that are just, happening all over the earth in various different places, man. All of these things that are happening are all prophetic, man. You see, so I'm actually go to this precept that I got right here, right? Just touching on that, because this all indicates that we're getting ready to come to the end, man. You see, of this world as these people know it. You see, the ending of Esau's age, the ending of this wicked rulership, you see. That's what all of these earthquakes and all of these different things that are happening around the world that people see, arising. That's what it's all indicating, you see. But this is St. Matthew chapter 24. And I'm going to start at verse 3. And it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, right, the disciples came unto him privately saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, right? And of the end of the world, right? 2nd Esdras 6:9, for Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's what it's talking about when it's saying world, not that the entire world itself is going to blow up like a lot of you Christians out there believe. No, this is talking about an eon, an age, right? The disciples was curious. They was asking the Lord basically when you're going to return, what are going to be the signs leading up to it, and ultimately these Edomites coming out of power, man. Right. And the Lord gave them the signs. He gave them the tokens, the rundowns on basically what will be happening. And we see all of these things happening now. And that's what these earthquakes are. They're signs, man. You see, it says in Yahweh Shah answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Right. Verse 5, for many shall come in my name, saying I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Verse 6, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. Right. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes, right, in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? And they are the beginning of sorrows because we know ultimately that things is going to get worse than what people see ultimately occurring now. You see, these earthquakes are starting to get more powerful. You see, you just had an earthquake that happened, I believe, in Russia, that was maybe even like a 8.8 or something like that, maybe about a few weeks back, and things like that. So these earthquakes are beginning to get more intense, you see, and that's talking about also with the events and the things that are going to be coming and falling upon the earth real soon, man. You're just going to have things continuing to get worse and escalating, you see, from here on out, But we're going to get into this video and we're going to actually listen to what it is the guy is saying, you see, far as the news. And I'm going to grab a few more precepts. But with that being said, fair use. Not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes, only fair use.
The planet is shaking. And Russia got hit. Boy, they got hit hard. And it seems like that submarine air base, the submarine military base is damaged again. Have you noticed that our planet has been shaking a lot lately? Yep. The magnitude 7.8 earthquake that just hit Russia, Kamchatka Peninsula, is just one of the 466,742 earthquakes that have rattled the giant space rock that will all live on this year. Simultaneously.
Right. So you hear what it is he said. You see 400 and some, thousand earthquakes, almost 500,000 just in the course of 2025 alone, man. So, hey, all of those are the tall tale signs that Yahweh Shah is shaking his earth, man. You see, because all of these things that are ultimately occurring is all being done by Yahweh Shah. You see, the Lord is the one that's doing these things, man. As it tells us right here, this is Isaiah chapter 29, and I'm going to read verse 6. It says, thou should be visited, right? Visited goes into judge, right? Of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake, right, and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of divine fire. So like I said before, the Lord is the one that's allowing these things to happen in the earth. He's the one that's making these earthquakes happen in these different places around the world, man. You see, this is all his doing, man. Because like I said, we're in a time of prophecy, fulfilling itself, man, where all of these different things that the men of the Lord, starting with the elder apostles, elder bishops, a great millstone, these evils that we've ultimately been warning people about, that, hey, we're in that time of season where these things are about to begin to unfold, man. You see, that's why all of these things are happening, right? As it says right here, I'm going to grab St. Mark chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse 3. It said, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives over against the temple, Peter and James and John and Andrew asked him privately, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled? And Yahushua answering them began to say, take heed lest any man deceive you, right? Verse 6, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Verse 7, and when ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles, right? These are the beginning of sorrows, man. So like I said, we're only in the beginning, man. A greater evil that's getting ready to ultimately befall upon this earth, man. Like I said, and people don't understand these things because ultimately, as it says right here, I'm going to grab this precept as well. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, right? And when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I've told thee before, and that's the thing that we ultimately see happening. A lot of these people, they see these earthquakes and all of these different things ultimately occurring in the earth, but they're not able to measure the time. They're not knowing where we're at in prophecy, man. They don't know why these things are happening. You see, a lot of these people, they're just, confused, man. You see, the Lord has blinded a good majority of these people. So they look at these earthquakes and all of these different events that are ultimately, taking place around the world. And in their mind is normal. You see, they don't see no reason to why these things are happening. But little do they know that all of these things are the signs of what's to come, man. Right? Which is a lot of judgment, man, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is soon about to bring upon the world, man. You see? But it is verse 2. It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit, right, which means judge, the world which he made. So we in the time and season where Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to punish the world. You see, he's about to judge it. He's about to bring all type of different evils upon the world, man. You see, that's what's coming. You see? And we are in that time and season. So this is verse 3. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes, right, and uproars of the people in the world, you got all of these things taking place, man. You see, you got the earthquakes happening in diverse places, right, which are different places around the world and places where they normally wouldn't occur. You see, where you normally wouldn't have seismic activity occurring at. You got places being hit by earthquakes that never got hit by earthquakes. All of those are the tall tale signs, man. Right? You got uproars of the people that's going into all of these different protests, people being upset with their governments. You got going on in France right now. That whole country is almost burnt to the ground because of the people looting and rioting. There's a lot of things that are happening, man, around the world. And soon to come, these things are going to be happening here in America, too. You see, it's only a matter of time. But I'm going to finish reading it, right? Verse 4, it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? Because everything ultimately was written in the beginning. Everything that we see playing out now in our time was all created and written in the beginning by the Heavenly Father, man. You see, that's Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel shall stand. So this is what we see ultimately occurring. This is the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua playing out and right in front of our faces, man. You see, it's verse 5. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning, right, and an end, the end is manifest, right? And that's what these earthquakes and all of these other different things that are happening around the world are ultimately symbolizing, man. It's symbolizing the end, you see, of this wicked rulership, the end of this so-called white man, Esau, Edom, being in power, man. You see, this man's kingdom is about to fall. It's about to go down. It's about to be destroyed, you see? So that's why you see all of these signs happening, man. And it's fastly approaching. Like I said, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is getting ready to take this man out of the power seat. You see, because we know the Heavenly Father is the one that ultimately put Esau, Edom in power. You see, and he's also about to be the one to take him down. Right. So we're going to get back into this video. We're going to listen to just a little bit more of it just to hear a little bit more information of what he's saying. But yeah, that's what these earthquakes are signs of, man, of what's to come. You see, as it tells us in, I'm going to let the video play, but I'm also pull up this other precept that I'm going to grab as well, because this is ultimately what we see happening, right? Bear with me. So, yeah.
Dozens of volcanoes have been erupting, and there have been all sorts of very unusual events in the heavens. If you think that we are experiencing is normal, you probably have not been.
I'm going to go back a little bit.
Have been all sorts of very unusual events in the heavens. If you think,
right, and you hear what it is he said, all type of unusual events in the heavens, which are the skies, man. You see, and the Lord said that will happen too. Those are the signs, right? Let me go to St. Luke chapter 21, right, through the Spirit. And I'm going to start at verse, I'm going to go down. I'm going to start at verse 6, and I'm going to read on down, right? It said, as for these things which ye behold, the days will come in which there shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down, right? Because everything is going to be destroyed in this man's kingdom, you see? Verse 7, and they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be, and what signs will there be when these things shall come to pass? Verse 8, and he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. But when ye shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by, right? Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes, right? Great earthquakes, which means, earthquakes of a high magnitude, right? Just like what you just had in Russia, that 8.8, man. You see, you got various other earthquakes happening around the world in other places. You just had an earthquake that happened in Afghanistan maybe about 3 weeks ago that killed over 4,000 people, man. So like I said, the Lord is speaking, you see. It says, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. You see, and that's what ultimately is happening as well. You see, and I'm going to move on down, right? This is verse 25. It says, and there should be signs in the sun and in the moon, right? You just had a blood moon that just happened, I believe, September the 7th, right? You just had that eclipse that just happened. Not too long ago, it was a blood moon or something to that extent, And also you got the sightings of the chariots, what the world English calls UFOs. So, I mean, hey, everything is there, man, just like the Lord said it would be, right? But like I said, all of this is only the beginning. It's going to get worse, man. You see, things are about to heat up real soon. You see, it says, and there should be signs in the sun and in the moons and in the stars, and upon the earth, distressing nations with perplexity. And that's what we see happening. You see, this world is in perplexity, man. That's why you see the tension in all of these different countries, these people bugging out, the love of many waxing cold, everything just seeming off. Hey, that's the perplexity, man, that the Lord has upon the world right now, man. And it's going to get worse. It says the sea and the waves roaring, right? Verse 26, men's heart fell in them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And that's what's coming, man. You see, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is about to bring a lot of, evil to the earth, man. The Lord is about to bring a lot of things, you see, that people have never seen before with the naked eye, man. You see, and you're going to have men's hearts, meaning their literal hearts and their minds. People are going to be overcome by fear in these times, seeing as though the things in which it is the Lord is about to bring upon the earth, man. You see, in these terrible times, you see. What does it say in 2 Timothy 3:1? This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, man. Right? We are living in those times of perils, man. You see? And when you go into that word, let me look that up real quick, right? Just for edification, right? This is the meaning of that word perils, right? On the AI overview on Google. And it means serious and immediate danger, man. Right? In similar words to it goes into danger, jeopardy, risk, hazard, right? Let me look a few more. It says uncertainty, right? And that's the time and season we're living in, an uncertain time where, anything is ultimately bound to happen at any given moment. You see, that's the time that we are in, man. You see, and it's only going to get worse, right? So I'm going to grab this precept as well that I got, right? This is 2nd Esdras chapter 16. And I'm going to start at verse 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, right? Because greater evils are coming, right? Verse 38, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack, not a moment, right? Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, right? Talking about the people in the world, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. And that's the time of season we are in, where Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to bring sorrows and judgment and evil on all sides, man, over all the world, man. You see, especially here in this place, Babylon, the Great America. But hey, this is the time of season in which we are living in. And that's why you ultimately see all of these different signs. You see, with these blood moons happening, all of these earthquakes happening in diverse places. You know, all of these are the signs, man. You see the tokens that the Lord have left us to allow us to know what season we are in and ultimately what's coming, right? So with that being said, Abaratazah, I pray this lesson be edifying, just something quick through the spirit. I'm going to end the lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well and that teach well while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. To the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect. Shalom.